Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Pastry and this is part 2 of my application for the IPL Caster Search in the hunt for a chance to hopefully cast some of the IPL 5 online qualifiers, and I'm very excited here to bring you this game between Monomatic Esports up in the top, they're your blue team, and Dignitas, they're your purple team down in the bottom. Going to quickly run out the champion lineups for you before we get into the game. For Monomatic, we only have Nintendo Dude X on Olaf, Zion Spartan on Lee Sin, he's up in top. Actually, Olaf in the jungle, that's interesting. Just noticed that one. John is going to be Pixel 3 for Monomatic, that's going to be their support. Morgana is going to be played by Paradoxical, is their AP mid champion. And Cogmore, of course, going to be their carry. Just follow them out there. That's going to be played by Zig. For the Dignitas lineup, it's going to be I Will Dominate running Dr. Mundo in the jungle. I'm a Cutie Pie is going to be playing Ash, the AD carry. Sky is going to be playing his Rise. In the mid, Locust is going to be playing Soraka as a support for Ash, and Volleyball is going to be playing Vladimir up in top. This is a game from the LOL Recorder replay client, guys. If you haven't got that, it's a pretty nifty piece of software. Go check it out. But of course, I only have vision of the Monomatic side for now. And it is from Olaf's perspective as well. That's Nintendo Dude X. Oh, and they do spot Scar here. There could be a quick kill. There goes Zion Spartan quickly over the wall with the Lee Sin Q, and that's quite a bit of damage just to Scar. So some very aggressive play here from Monomatic already. Barely had a chance to cast out the lineups and introduce myself, but we're getting straight into it. Good Q there again by Zion Spartan, checking that bush, making sure nothing too crazy happens. And while we may have a lull here, it could be a red invade from Monomatic. Of course, again, I cannot see the other side. If you've never seen the LOL replay client before, it's pretty much from one person's perspective, so it only updates when they see the heroes, which includes stuff like health bars, items, CS, and that. So if stuff looks a little bit weird during the cast, bear with us, because that is sadly the limitations of the client currently, but it's a great bit of software, and of course without it I wouldn't have this chance to cast. Just a quick introduction as well, if you missed it, my name is Pastry Time. I am a caster from Sydney, Australia. I cast a lot of the tournaments and a lot of the games here down under, and looking forward to doing, I guess this is my second international game, and hopefully I'll be doing quite a bit more as well for the IPL 5 qualifiers. But we are straight into it now, and Nintendo Dex playing a jungle Olaf, something we haven't seen in so long. I'm going to be doing an invade here, so we're going to be taking those races. There is Scar, Locust, sorry, thought it was Scar playing AP Soraka, because I'm still thinking about the last draft we did. Going to be warding up those races, but I don't think they took any, which is going to be good for Olaf, and they are setting up for the red as well. A good leash from Morgana, they're using the Tormented Soil on the red, and Nintendo Dude X will be able to pick up this red, no troubles at all. There's our Rise in the mid for Dignitas, and yeah, it's quick level 2 there as well. Maybe even see some early ganks come out. We shall have to see. And going to be all Olaf at this point. One of the things to quickly note actually about the LOL replay software is that sometimes it's a bit disconcerting. The screen flashes red a lot when you follow a jungler, just because they take damage from creeps, but hopefully that doesn't throw you off too much. It throws me off sometimes, but just to let you know, if you see someone flashing, it's not Olaf dying necessarily. He's just fighting some creeps. So the lanes have kind of solidified now, and there's lots of aggressive pinging going on, because they found I Will Dominate running a jungle Mundo, going for the sneaky invade, realize what's going on, the red buff coming in, but now Pixel is going to try and slow him down. Paradoxical only has Tormented Soil, does not have Dark Binding available, but Nintendo Dude X is coming around. Dominate is in a lot of trouble, it's got double buff as well. The Undertow is good from Nintendo Dude X, and it could be the first blood coming out. They want to give it to someone, and that is it. Jana of all champions picks up the double off and their first blood, and I think they were trying to give it to Olaf or Cogmore, but a very nice response, a good bit of warding as well from Monomatic Esports, and they're able to catch out that Mundo, who very sneakily tried to invade the red there. It was a smart move from Dominate. He definitely knew that the jungle, Mundo wasn't going to get to that part of his jungle for a while, because he started in his red, but the response was incredible from Monomatic, and they managed to pick up first blood, albeit they did give it to Jana, but you know, this might actually make it harass reasonably well. Anyway, as the lanes are solidifying now, as you can see, no health bars, guys. If you've never gotten used to seen the LOL replay client, this is kind of what happens. But we're going to have Jana Cog versus Ash Soraka, and this is a very interesting lane. These are two of the most passive bottom lanes I've seen in a game of League of Legends for a very long time, and both of them are actually classic lanes. In a sense that they've been around in LoL for a while, and this is again passive farm lanes. So Jana Cog, one of the great lanes, incredibly good late game. Cogmore, you play him to be a late game carry, and so you play him to be a late game carry. Just checking out the top there. You play him to be a late game carry, and Jana supports him so well in a late game teamfight situation. So a really strong lane here. I think with the early double buffs, even though they're on Jana, could give Monomatic an advantage here early on now. As you can see, the health bars pop up real quick. Looks like it's pretty even at the moment. And Soraka Ash, one of those really interesting lanes. You generally want to pair Ash with a support that works well with her with her zoning abilities, because Ashe, of course, is a good late game support in the sense that she's got great utility. She doesn't do the most amount of damage for an AD carry, especially not compared to Kog'Maw. But Ashe just zones very, very well with her abilities. And looks like Nintendo Dude X now coming up for a gank here up on the top in the Vladimir. I don't think it's water from the looks of things. And Voibo could be in a bit of trouble. Here comes Iron Spider. And Nintendo Dude is right in there. Voibo taking damage. I think he just pulled the Reckless Swing. That was late. Oh, the Undertow misses as well. But the Resonating Strike will hit. But Lee Sin will not follow up. Still good pressure applied there by Nintendo Dude X with those double buffs. And he's maybe going to swing around again. Voibo did not get the message the first time. Red buff wears off. That's unfortunate for this gank. But no pull this time. The Undertow is good. The Reckless Swing comes out as well. But doesn't do nearly the damage I think that he wanted it to. And Olaf just kind of going to back off, but apply a good amount of pressure in this lane. He's going to recall now. Just quickly, he does have 2 levels in Undertow at the moment, so that is... Oh, whoa, no, never mind, they're going to go again. Looks like Nintendo Dude X is not willing to give up now. Paradoxical actually coming up as well, so we could have a 1v3 situation for Voiboy, who's getting absolutely bullied here. The Dark Binding gets pulled there by Voiboy. Really nice job here. And I think they're going to give up on this top gank now on Monomatic. They've really invested a lot of time and resources into trying to get that kill on Vladimir, and it is just not happening. To be fair though, I do not blame them. Vladimir is really a champion you want to keep down. Once he hits level 9, that cooldown on his Q gets very, very low. He's able to spam it, able to farm and sustain very, very well. I think that's when Lee Sin's going to start having problems in that lane. So I absolutely understand their decision to want to gank that early, but sadly could not convert there with both the Olaf ganks or the 1v3 gank, the 3-man gank there, with Morgana coming up as well. So yeah, so down in bot, Soraka Ashe is one of those interesting lanes where it's pretty much all on Ashe in this lane to really make stuff happen, as we get a bit of sliding there. Sorry about that. It is on Ashe to make it happen, because Soraka, all she can really do is provide sustain for Ashe. I mean, having infinite mana so you can volley is really good, but it's not always enough in this lane. And Soraka Ashe generally falls to a lot more aggressive lanes, just because Soraka has very little presence in the lane, and it's again you're relying on Ashe to provide the lane control, provide that zoning. So a lane that isn't normally played, Soraka Ashe, just because of those things, because it's kind of a weak lane. Well, Olaf coming in now on the bottom as well. Once I get onto Soraka, the slow is good. The Void Line from Zig comes in. No red buff self off. Oh, the Reckless Swing gets there. And Nintendo Dude X absolutely crushing face there. Actually put an extra point in Reckless Swing. Looks like he only wanted 2 in Undertow. But a very nice gank there from Monomatic. And they will go up 2-0 after their first blood on the Mundo. They're going to ward up the dragon, not going to take it though, just going to continue farming. And Olaf doing a great job already, got himself boots, some cloth armor, and a Vampiric Scepter as well. So building up towards that Regal's got the boots as well for a bit of mobility, helps him out, and that gank definitely helped him in the bottom gank. And just being a real presence. I think Mundo's kind of mad he got red taken away from him, because Mundo definitely someone who normally does the kind of jungling now, so you see I will dominate, poke his head out. But Olaf doing a good job now being around the map. Looks like more aggression coming out now. They're pinging onto the blue buff. I think Monomatic really want to get onto this blue and counter jungle it. Their timing's pretty good. It's going to be up around the in about 10 to 15 seconds or so, because Mundo would do it quite fast. The Dark Binding is good, I think. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and the damage comes out. And the Morgana actually gets used as well. And Paradoxical will pick up the kill there. And this may convert Monomatic into a very quick dragon. So really aware play there. Not only, I think they were originally going for the blue buff, but they did see that Dominate kind of poked his head up around this area of the turret here, and I think they assumed he was probably going back around for his wolves and then his blue, and that is an incredibly bit of aware play there from Monomatic, and they managed to quickly snag a Mundo kill and get into a dragon. I think they were maybe originally just wanted to go for the blue buff, but after they got their kill, they're going to go straight for dragon. Smite's off cooldown, so they should be taken relatively quickly. Nintendo Dude X getting very, very low on Olaf, actually. That dragon does a bit of damage, and I don't know if they can take this. This could prove to go incredibly patient. No, Kog'Maw finally coming up into reinforces Morgana trade tanks there, and a quick smite from Olaf. They will secure that first dragon at 7 minutes and 43 seconds, and I really hope that time is correct, because that's insanity. No wonder Olaf took so much damage. We're going to be seeing Dragon again in about 6 minutes or so, so I think 13 minutes and 43 seconds if my math is any good. Oh, aggression from Zion spotted up in top. Boibo could be in a bit of trouble. He actually used his ultimate already, going straight onto the Vitamin. The Hemo play comes out as well there from Voiboy, and Zion Sputton's in quite a bit of trouble, but Voiboy does not follow on. I believe he has heal and not ignite, so going for more of a passive, just quickly checking. Yes, he does have heal Ghost, so those standard Vlad summoners we've been seeing recently. and are not able to really convert an aggressive kill there, but definitely keeping that Lee Sin down, who blew quite a few cooldowns trying to pick off that Vladimir, but couldn't get there. And again, the farm war kind of continues in bottom. The CS currently is 56 to 48, so Kog'Maw a little bit ahead. But I think one of the points I was trying to make before is that Soraka Ashe generally quite a weak lane. It's pretty much there for the sustain in the farm, but if Ashe isn't really on top of it and keeping her, getting lane control with her abilities, because she does have infinite mana, and that volley is a great lane tool in terms of control, you can fall behind. But Janakog is a very passive lane as well from Monomatic, and I think that's why they felt safe playing this Soraka lane. Monomatic, Paradoxical actually coming up as well on Morgana, looking maybe for a kill up in top, but Vladimir has probably recalled. There's a Mundo in the jungle. Hello, I will dominate. Is kicking around his enemy's wraiths. I guess the Monomatic wraiths. On the cleaver straight to the blue red, gonna pick it up. Nice work there, but in mid looks like aggression coming as well. As Skara with the blue buff now dances around Paradoxical. Again, I cannot see the health bars. Oh, there they are, and Paradoxical's on full health. So looks like nothing extreme's happening there. I think Olaf's going to wander over and give his Morgana the blue buff as well, which is great play from Nintendo Dude X. It's about time to donate that blue. Sorry. Back up top, business as usual. Looks like Lee Sin trying to be aggressive, but Vladimir kind of got it at this point in terms of items real quick. He does not have an amplifying term. Actually got an early cloth armor to try and defend against the the Lee Sin, and he's succeeding with this aggression. He's done a lot of damage to Vladimir. He's not quite level 9 yet. Looks like Olaf's coming in as well now. Has his Wriggles completed already, so going to be jungling even faster. And I can see in chat as well, Monomatic doing a good job timing their buffs and the enemy buffs as well. So they're going to know when they're going to be coming up, which is great stuff from them. So I will dominate up there in the top. They want to try and get him. Then Nintendo Dex, this could be a dive. Silent Spartan is ready. He's going in. Mundo taking the damage. The exhaust comes out as well, but they are diving straight under the turret as Lee Sin tanks it. The damage is massive. The ignite comes out from Lee Sin. Oh, beautiful Ashe onto Zion Spartan as Nintendo DX picks up the kill there on I Will Dominate, but they're getting very low here. A good safeguard from Zion Spartan, who will run through the last of his creeps and not take any more tower damage, and sadly there was no one to follow up on that Ashe, so Olaf and Lee Sin will escape with about 300 health between them. But a very nice dive from Olaf, who's just playing incredibly aggressive out from his jungle. Down in bottom, looks like stuff's happening as well. Loca's getting quite low, but not able to convert there as Ashe volleys out to make sure Soraka stays safe. And again, this is kind of the problem with this lane, is that Soraka just is kind of a weak presence in bot. She's great mid-game. She's great late-game as well. In protracted fights, her heals make an incredible amount of difference, but in lane, she only is really there for the sustain. She doesn't have presence, and even though Janakog is more of a passive lane, they're still managing to play into this bottom lane, and I think ganks are going to be probably the deciding factor now. You can see Janna actually going out to ward that dragon, realizing they actually didn't have any vision, and Mundo could be lurking at any moment. Actually, they've got a ward in the trial, which, excuse me, but it's actually a great spot to have warded, because mids and junglers love to sneak down this back path here behind the dragon. But looks like they're pushing aggressively in the bottom lane now are Monomatic, and they're definitely causing some problems for this passive lane. But just quickly checking back on the farm, it is 81 to 76 at the moment, so they're a little bit ahead, but Ashe isn't too far behind, which is really good news for Dignitas. And as they go into the mid game and they start team fighting, it's going to make a huge difference actually. All the utility that Ashe has. We're spotting Mundo now near his wraith, is kind of chilling out, doing some of the farming. Silent Spartan going still aggressively onto Voidboy, and just kind of check the CS hopefully. Again, one of the things about checking CS in the little replay client is sometimes you miss kills because you're checking stuff. Actually, all I've come down towards the bottom, but the CS up in top, 67 to 77, so Voidboy actually managing to stay ahead in CS, despite the fact he's being aggressively pursued by that Lee Sin. So I'm sure he's pretty happy about that. I mean, I think Lee Sin's devoting a lot of his time to try and kill this Vlad again. You can see him going onto the Vlad, but I think Voidboy is just staying safe. He's managed to not die. He has died once, but he's managed to stay. Oh no, he hasn't died. Sorry, my mistake. That was Mundo. But he's managed to stay safe and farm up, and that's really what he wants to do in this lane. And as the levels go out, as the items come out as well, it's going to be a lot easier for him. Nintendo DX actually back in his bottom top bit of brush. Sorry, there's a pink ward in there as well from Monomatic, so they know it isn't warded. It's going to be the ninja gank, as they call it, also known as a brush gank, and it's going to get pretty savage pretty quickly. Ashe a little bit too far forward there. It's going to take one Jungle Tornado or a Voidooz into a Zephyr into a Tornado. Oh, and the Hawkshot comes out from Ashe, going to spot that gank. All in wasting a bit of time there in bot, and I think he's going to be grumpy not to get that gank, but he's pretty happy with the rest of his lanes. Over in mid, still Rise versus Morgana. The CS currently at 100 for Rise to 92, so Morgana staying pretty happy there. Got us have a Blasting One and a couple of drones, and Rise, of course, going for that standard Catalyst tier, the Goddess build. Rise is actually getting changed as well in the upcoming Varus patch, which is coming up sometime tonight. that's for me anyway. Not sure when you guys are getting patched, but sometime around 8 o'clock this evening here in Australia, we'll get that patch, and hopefully actually be able to play on it tonight as well. But Rise, at this moment, they are on the Lulu patch, I believe. Actually, I'm not sure with his game storm, so I couldn't tell you. As Paradoxical comes at the top now. Voibo, he does have pool available. Actually, I hope he does. The Dark Binding is good. No, it's not good. Just gonna miss there onto Voibo. Good attempt there by Paradoxical for the blind Dark Binding, and she's been roaming quite a bit. Has this Morgana, so strong play there from Monomatic's mid player, but sadly has not been able to convert enough times. And Lee Sin, I think, falling further and further behind this lane. Actually has double Durance, double Null Magic Mantle, which is very impressive. You can see the pings now onto the dragon. They realize it's coming up in about 30 seconds. Sorry, it should be up at 13:43 or thereabouts. Again, if my maths is any good, they're actually clairvoyancing the blue buff, realizing that Rise is going to go for it. And there are lots and lots of pings coming out, and I think this is going to be an invade here by Monomatic. The Morgana art should be up at this point. Good ward by Paradoxical over the wall, but I think Rise is going to be able to pick this one up. Dignitas kind of kiting it around. Olaf is in his own. Quick, smite steal! A beautiful Dark Binding sniping right through everybody, and Paradoxical will cleanly pick up that blue, and that has got to make Dignitas incredibly mad. And I can tell you now, Scar is on the comms getting pretty grumpy, because that was a sick steal there by Paradoxical. Just the most sniperific blue steal I've ever seen, I think, from that Dark Binding Ball Morgana. And they're going to go straight into this dragon. It has respawned about 10 seconds ago. There comes the Hawkshot. The pink ward goes down. Dignitas have no vision apart from that Hawkshot that they just used. And all 5 members of Monomatic here now. Volvo coming down as well with Vladimir trying to reinforce. They are going to get the dragon in time, but will they lose anyone? And yeah, that is the smite, I believe, coming out. I believe Monomatic killed the dragon. There's the initiation! The Dark Binding on I'm a Cutie Pie, and that is a quick kill there as all 4 members of Monomatic get an assist. Cogmore himself picking up that kill, and what a great play from this Morgana. Hits so many clutch Dark Bindings in good situations, and Zion's Button's playing top lane this time. And Morgana just playing so well from Monomatic. Been very impressed with the play from Morgana so far. And despite the fact she, I think, is a little bit behind in CS from Rise, 109 to 113, so a little bit behind, barely behind at all. Down in bottom, we've got action as well, as it's 3v2. Olaf is coming for the ganks. They're actually chased all the way past the tier 1 turret down in bot, so not given any mundos is the expression we like to use for that one. And they're going to probably take this tower here as well. Could be the first tower claimed for either team at this point. Monomatic definitely want to draw first blood for structures. It's important to get those achievements in game. No, and tower gold is definitely good for them. It's going to increase their global gold as well, because they've already got 2 dragons. But looks like they are going to back off, and I could not convert there for a kill, unfortunately. Ash just chased and could not get it. Up in top, Lee Sin still farming. It's currently 97 to 109 CS, so Lee Sin not too far behind. And of course down in bot, where the CS usually matters quite a bit for those AD carries, 117 to 102. So pretty even at that point. I'm going to quick check for items real quick what's going on. We've got a Hex Trigger built up for Lee Sin. Very smart item against his AP opponent Vladimir up in top. Triple Doran's Pickaxe is the one for Cog, so likely going to be building into Infinity Edge. Rise with his standard Catalyst tier. Triple Doran's for Ashe as well, so wanting to stay competitive in this bottom lane, because she knows, again, it's quite a passive lane for her. And I'd like the Triple Doran's choice there from I'm a Cutie Pie. We have Will the Ancient's already finished up on Vladimir, which is probably going to spell quite a few problems for Lee Sin up in top there. Blue buff getting picked up there, I believe, by Olaf in that situation. Yeah, yes, he did just get blue buff there. It's fresh ticking away on him. So Morgana already had the one she stole. So I think maybe they mishit it, but Olaf's going to be pretty happy to have blue buff. He actually jungles significantly faster, given that he tends to farm, especially the smaller camps, with his AoE of the axes now. Good of a gank here onto I Will Dominate as well. Olaf very aggressive this game. Built himself up a Heart of Gold, building towards Aegis of the Legion as well. So great cost-effective tank items, which will help him scale off his W as well. Just quickly checking the skill order. He has leveled Reckless Swing first after getting 2 points into Undertow. I assume for the quick jungle, maybe for a bit of early gank pressure as well. But he's gone all Reckless Swing all the time, playing a lot like top lane Olaf, just of course in that jungle role. He's done a great job pressuring as well. Jungle Olaf, not something we've seen all that often in recent times. We've seen more Olaf for sure, but not a whole lot of jungle Olaf now, as the 3-man gank in mid is getting set up. Olaf is behind. Zion's button on Lee Sin is in front as well. Scar is going to flash out. Is it going to be enough? He's actually going to go ahead and Ragnarok there. Oh, he can't get stead. Oh, please go in. Lee Sin comes in as well, goes straight aggressive. The kick comes out as well, but is not enough damage, and I Will Dominate coming in to reinforce. I think Spartan's going to pick up this kill. It's going to be close. The Hex Trigger pops. Does he have anyone to safeguard to? No, he does not. Nintendo DX is just kind of out of range. Paradoxical now going in, a good exhaust from Locust as well, and Mundo will pick up 2 clean kills there for Dignitas, bringing the kill score to 6-2. So it was all monomatic all the time with those dragons and those early kills, but a quick few for Dignitas, and they really do have a stronger mid-late game comp. That is definitely something I can say about the way they picked. They've got Vladimir, they've got Ashe, even Soraka. Again, is good in protracted fights, and with an Ashe, with a Vladimir, you can force long protracted fights and wear down your opponent in a battle of attrition. Whereas a Kog'Maw, he does great damage, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like burst from Morgana, burst from Olaf. He's actually reasonable in late game fights if he gets the farm, and he's a jungler, remember that, so he will need the farm. But kind of Morgana uses her burst, and that's it. Lee Sin kind of uses his burst, and that's it. I mean, again, they're both kind of tanky champions, but in terms of protracted fights, it really is going to go to Dignitas if they can get those team fights that they want. And it's going to be a lot resting on Kog'Maw's positioning and his farm as well to make sure he can do enough damage for his team. Because once the mid game is over and we get more into the late game, Monomatic's team comp is going to fall a little bit behind. And they got Rise as well. Jeez, I completely forgot. Another tanky AP that does a great amount of protracted damage. And you can see the comp that Dignitas are kind of going for now. It's just a very long team fight oriented competition. I'm going to use the word protracted still. So some more protracted fights. And they've got, again, good kiting with the Ashe. And Mundo as well is a pretty good person to throw in the mix in a long team fight because he's good at kiting with his Frozen Mallet if he goes that route, and Cleavers as well. And just in general, they've got a lot of good slows on the Dignitas side. So we could see, again, if the team fights go the Dignitas' way, especially if we see some double water action here from these two APs, could be very, very juicy now. As top lane getting aggressive, Zion Spartan going straight in onto Voivo, and Vladimir and Lee Sin continuing to trade blows up on this top lane. Not sure who's winning, unfortunately. It looks like they're going to back off now and just kind of, poke back and forth. The continued aggression from Monomatic in the jungle, though, is happening, though, and they're counter-jungling on Mundo. Let's not forget. Oh, and another nice snipe there from Paradoxical. This time, essentially uncontested. The last one was very cool under pressure. And very sneaky, if I may. It pretty much threaded the needle for that last steal. And again, timing everything. And again, they're counter-jungling on Mundo. And it really has to do with the fact that Mundo just isn't all that... counter-jungling isn't all that great 1v1 anymore. The camps aren't worth as much. You really need to get in for the bigger buffs. And if you want to do that, you have to send, 2-3 people in there. You have to send your team now as Monomatic push down that mid turret. Got bot now as well, so it's looking very strong for them. They've got a ton of global gold to their name. 2 turrets and 2 dragons apiece. Not a piece, so for each member of their team, and that's a lot of global gold kicking away. And looks like they're going to set up for the 3rd consecutive dragon as well, potentially. And Dignitas definitely need to respond here. But yeah, they're counter-jungling Mundo. Here comes the Ashe, a good black shield as well from Paradoxical. And Cutie Pie is in so much trouble, getting absolutely caught out there. The Morgana Rot is good. John and Monsoon going to try and kite them away. They're going to actually take their Ashe kill and run by the looks of things. Going to reposition Morgana very, very low. Does not want to give up her blue buff. And Monomatic going to go straight into the dragon despite having Morgana very, very low. It should be respawning any second now. The other one spawned at about 13:43, so I'm expecting it around the 19-minute mark. Although it hasn't spawned yet, it should be any time soon. Actually, around the 20-minute mark it should be, because my maths is horrible. Because 14 plus 6 is 20. There you go, kids. But they're expecting the dragon to come up. Again, it should be up soon. Paradoxical still very low. Ashe is on the respawn, though. I think she's up already. Here comes the dragon. They're going to go in for it. They've got the damage, I think, on the Kog'Maw. He's got the Wriggles as well on the Olaf. What has Kog'Maw got? He's got... Oh, got BF's pickaxe, not going too well. Scar coming in now. This could be a steal. It's going to be maybe a smite war here. And I think Dominic got it, but I'm not too sure. Olaf wants to go straight in as well with the Ragnarok going. I'm sadly not sure who got that dragon. It was close, that's for sure. Not too sure, sadly, who got that dragon. That is unfortunate. But I think I saw the Dominate Smite go off, so I think it may have been him that got it. But I don't have any gold indicators to really tell me, unfortunately. But a strong play there from Dignitas regardless. Despite not having their Ashe available in most of that fight, they were able to get in there anyway and at least attempt the dragon, and no one else actually died, which is quite impressive. Monomatic the only ones to get a kill in the last few minutes there at the dragon. But I think the unfortunate thing there was essentially the timing just wasn't as good as Monomatic wanted it to be. I mean, they got a kill very easily there into Ashe, but if dragon had spawned that second, they would have got it very quickly. And judging by the fact that Jana is timing it and doesn't know the exact time, I think she either forgot or they may have not picked it up. But again, not too sure now as Lee Sin returns to land against the Vladimir. Top actually the only turret on either side that hasn't gone down. And we could have a gank up here as well. Paradoxical coming in. Lots of numbers flying out as Morgana picks up a fresh blue buff. I think they did that one right that time. Olaf not going to get blue. It's actually Infinity Edge already completed for Kog'Maw, and that is scary. This Kog'Maw doing a great job there with the early infedge. Has a green pot ready and waiting as well. Up in top, we're going to have more aggression as Zion Spartan continuing to pressure into Vladimir, but those cooldown boots on Vlad are going to make him very hard to pick through, especially now that he's building towards a Rylai's with Giant's Field and Amplifying Tome, and of course that wielding action's just making Vladimir incredibly tanky, incredibly sustainable. So with 2400 health or so, I think Lee Sin's having a bit of trouble, despite the fact he's doing reasonably well on farm. I think it's 162 to 191, so Vladimir now starting to win this lane now. Bob actually going to hit by a Dark Binding, the Tornado's up as well. Morgana not quite going in, there's the ultimate. I don't know if Vlad has pull, but it does still tether you through the pool. Voiber going to take quite a bit of damage. Lisa coming in, actually trying to flash kick for that one. Morgana will pick it up. Skara coming in now as well. Pixel does have Oracle's a beautiful kick from Lee Sin. Going to disrupt the rest of them. And I think Black Shield actually got hit by Enchanted Crystal Arrow there. So no stun, no slow now. Zion Spartan trying to get away. They want to protect their Oracles though on Pixel. And Nintendo Dex is coming in the back now. Kog'Maw reinforcing, Ash reinforcing as well, but does not have Arrow. Locust going to go down. This is incredible play from Monomatic. They're going to chase in now. A good tornado from Janna. I will dominate, gets crushed there as he gets taken out by a living artillery from the Kog'Maw. And actually a flash on the Ash. This could be bad. Oh, there goes Lee Sin. Gonna slow us off. I think he will pay for it with his life. But can they pick up the kill? No, it is close. The Dark Binding coming out. Not quite able to get there. And some living artillery is gonna try to land, but no dice there. And I think a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Looks like Lee Sin for... Oh, it was Lee Sin for Mundo and Soraka. So nice job there from Monomatic. But they couldn't quite get the rest of the kills that they wanted to, and they seriously going for Baron. Nintendo Dude has no health. Oh, Rise is gonna get caught again. A beautiful Dark Binding from Paradoxical, and maybe that's the hint they needed to go for Baron. And Nintendo Dex, despite having about negative 50 health, gonna go straight in there on the Baron. I guess he wants the attack speed buff, and they're gonna do a nice job here of trade tanking Baron. Morgana being the primary tank at this moment. She's gonna have to back off though. This is a little bit risky, but the damage output is insane now between Kog'Maw. The Summoner Heal gets dropped as well to try and finish off this Baron. The Smite is up for Olaf as well, and looks like they are gonna pick up Mr. Nasher. There he goes straight down. All 5 members of Monomatic will pick up the Baron buff, and it's such a commanding position at this point for Monomatic Esports. 11 to 3 is the kill scores. They've got at least a dragon up, if not 3 up on their opponents. Again, I wasn't sure who got the last dragon. Rabadon's death cap finished now for Morgana, and just quickly tapping through the items while we have a lull in the action. More of Malmortius Phage on Lee Sin doing crazy damage, and got good tankiness there as well. Rabadon's finished up for Morgana. Infinity Edge Zeal finished up for Kog'Maw, and Janna going straight support. Not a problem. Olaf actually close to his Infinity Edge, but I think he's probably going to... He's got about 1,200 gold or so to spend, so he should be pretty happy there. Aegis finished on Mundo. He's got Giant Spell in there as well, so kind of reasonably tanky, but maybe doesn't have nearly as many kills as Olaf, for example, despite the fact that he's been farming well. I'm a Cutie Pie a little bit behind on the items right now. Almost has an Infinity Edge, but not quite yet there, as they CV onto the blue buff. I think I'm gonna get an update. So there, Ash does have Infinity Edge now, which is good. Rise finishing one of his major items. Looks like he wants to go Frozen Heart first. So I think possibly quite there yet. Again, with the replay client, hard to tell exactly what items are finished until the person who owns the replay sees them. Gonna now see Rise, and he doesn't really have a major item. He's got kind of half of Frozen Heart and half of Banty's Veil, but Rise isn't quite as strong as he wants to be in this situation. I mean, Ash has her items. Vladimir doing good as well. Probably has his Rise at this point. I'm not too sure, actually. He may not. He's building towards it. But Monomatic with his Baron buff, and they have lots of strong items. I mean, this kill lead's really doing well for them as the Dark Binding and Soil hits Soraka straight in the face. Poor Locust gets half health very, very quickly. But Monomatic looking so strong here, and it's really, they want to close out this game before those items kick in for Dignitas. When that mid-late game comp really kicks in, and they've got the damage, they've got the tankiness to really cut and just win those protracted fights that their comp wants to win against Monomatic. I mean, Monomatic know it as well. They're trying to close out this game sooner rather than later. As the Dark Binding gets sniped out there, does not hit anyone, unfortunately. Looks like this tier 2 turret's going to get down pretty swiftly. I mean, Kog'Maw is great in sieges, that's for sure. And he's just got so much damage currently with the Infinity Edge and the Zeal as well. So he's very strong for Monomatic, even with Baron buff chucked in there. And that's one of those things about Baron buff that are... Certainly something I've learnt from watching more games of League of Legends is a lot of teams choose to push on Baron not necessarily because you're stronger, but because the health and mana regen is insane for every member of your team. And you can win those poke wars, win those sieges, simply because you're going to out-regen the opponent when you have the Baron buff. Not to mention the fact that you get boosts in pretty much every other one of your stats as well. You just do so much more damage with the Baron. And again, you're going to continue pushing down tier 2 turrets. You're going to get this one here now. hit down on bot as well, and Monomatic just plowing through the enemy at this moment. They've got coming up on 3/4 of their Baron buff used up now, and they've done well with it so far. Zion going to take quite a bit of damage, but that Lee Sin with the more of Mortius, especially against all the AP champions that Dignitas have. That is quite the tanky Lee Sin at the moment, and they're going to continue here, try and push that. I don't know if they want to dive under the inhibitor turret, but we'll have to see. I mean, Ashe only with Infinity Edge is doesn't do nearly the damage that Cogmon does, that's for sure, and is a little bit behind, which is not what you want for your Ashe. Scar now getting caught with a Dark Binding. The Tornado is almost good, but a flash away there from Raz. The arrow comes in as well, but the tower goes down already. Hemoplague's coming in though, and this could be the turnaround. A great Monsoon there from Pixel coming out as well. Zion's button tanking so much damage, and more about Mortius shield procs. I think he'll live, but a nice Shurelya's Reverie from Pixel there on Jana as well, and I think the rest of Monomatic will get away, possibly even turn around and go for the re-engage. That was a great catch there onto Skara, but they did a great job of doing the ultimate's cutie pie. Oh, the ultimate through the wall! You've got to be kidding me! And I'm a cutie pie getting so close to dying, who finally go down. I think the last tick of Ignite was the one that turned that over, despite the fact that Soraka used her ultimate. What a play from Paradoxical, who's looking like MVP at this point for Monomatic. Killing an Ashe through a wall. I don't think she's missed a single Dark Binding all game. It's been close, maybe one or two, and now the inhibitor turret and the inhibitor are going to go straight down here. And Dignitas are looking very, very sad at this moment. Baron buff has worn off, but the damage has been done by Monomatic Esports, and just the power right now. All those dragons, that Baron at 12 and 3 is the kill difference. They're going to go ahead and get their get third or fourth dragon again. Not too sure where they're up to, unfortunately, but they've had incredible map control. They've used their aggressive lanes to counter jungle a mundo of all junglers who just jungle so efficiently. And again, can't take my hat off any higher to Paradoxical playing that Morgana. From that first blue steel with that Dark Binding, threading the needle through all those champions, and those even the lizards as well were in the way there. Just played so well, and that Ashe kill over the wall was ridiculous, and they wouldn't have got the inhibitor without it, most definitely. Monomatic's decision to go in there was absolutely riding on the fact that Morgana actually managed to get a kill somehow through a wall, and she's got Abyssal Scepter now as well, just doing so much damage, reducing that magic resist. Abyssal Scepter is one of those items on APs we're seeing more and more of now. And really, it synergizes so well with a lot of the AoE APs that people like to play. It gives you the tankiness, especially for a champion like Morgana that wants to get in there and be closer range with your ultimate. You get to tank more damage. And the aura just helps so much in any sort of AoE combo. You get a little bit of ability power there as well. And not only that, Abyss is one of the greater lane items in the game now. Paradoxical's had the farm here on Morgana, had the kills as well. Actually, quickly checking the score, it's 4-1-6 for this Morgana with almost 200 CS. Very strong now. Vladimir looking good, 230 to Lee Sin's 218. He's actually done a reasonable job catching up now as Lee's finished up his Frozen Mallet. Very, very tanky. If he finishes an Atmos as well this game, that could be all sorts of silliness. Looks like Giant's managed to keep her Oracles as well. Olaf reasonably tanky now. He's got Aegis finished up, got a Negatron Cloak, and a Giant's Belt as well. So got a good amount of kind of cost-efficient defensive items, which he does want as the kind of main tanky bruiser. Or I guess secondary tanky bruiser. But he does need to be tanky, is what I'm trying to say. And so Olaf doing a nice job there. Again, he's a jungler. Doesn't always get that much farm, but doing nicely. Rise is finished up for Voivo on the Vladimir. Frozen Heart's finished up for Rise, but there's a lot of damage kind of coming from everywhere from Monomatic at the moment. Good snare there onto Zion Spartan, who's going to be more than fine with a Black Shield on him as well. That more of Malmortius Black Shield combo makes Lee Sin very hard to take down with all the AP damage that Dignitas do have, and I have to commend Morgana and Lee Sin for their... I guess Morgana for their champion choice and Lee Sin for their item choice there. But looks like they're going to go straight in! The binding does hit onto I'm a Cutie Pie! Oh, and a quick kick to the face from Zion Spartan. Somehow manages to kill Ashe in the back of their team again. Just incredibly precise skill shots, and now it is 5v4. MM kind of low, but that doesn't matter. Dignitas getting it knocked up there as I Will Dominate gets Jana tornadoed, and the damage from Cogmore is ridiculous. He's out of mana though, so no more Bioarcane Barrage for a while. But look at Paradoxical, wants to go for a second blind over the wall kill. Cannot get it, unfortunately, but I think this is going to be another inhibitor turret taken down for Dignitas, I guess for Monomatic. It's Dignitas' inhibitor turret. And they're going to push straight on here. And Ashe, in so many of these teamfights, seems to have been caught out. Oh, Scar getting caught as well. These Dark Bindings are ridiculous now as everyone collapses onto Scar. He's going to go straight down very quickly there from the tick of the Morgana roll. And I mean, it's just Monomatic pushing all over Dignitas at this point. Just ridiculous, ridiculous play. Coming at this point, 14-3 is the kill score. The goal difference, although I can't see it, is probably massive. Voivo coming in now. A good ult from Jana, who might die. Nope, going to flash away instead. Here comes Arrow, going to miss everyone somehow. Morgana even black shielded just in case. and all 5 members of Monomatic will somehow get out there. And Jana's had his oracles for forever, it seems like. I mean, has she even died yet? No, she's 2-0-8. You know, almost the perfect support score. She got first blood and another kill in there, apparently. But it's doing so well, and I think that is the end of our game, ladies and gentlemen. Not too sure. We haven't kind of paused figures all over it. We'll have to see. Maybe I paused it. Oh, I paused it accidentally. Oh, man. That is special. Anyway, the show must go on, of course, now. And there are many super creeps pushing into Dignitas' base. I think I accidentally hit the P key. Apologies to everyone. I didn't mean to pause the replay. And you can look Dignitas all the way up in their base, just kind of defending it. And I'm pretty sure Baron is respawned there. The icon is there on the map. And I think I'm automatically going to go straight for the second Baron. And probably close out the game from there. Void Stuff getting built up now for Paradoxical with the Blasting Wand already in there. I assume Void Stuff could be another item, I guess. But I would have to guess Void Stuff. As our Phantom Dancer and a Vampirix have to finish up now. But Kog'Maw is just doing ridiculous amounts of damage. Olaf himself has gone ahead and got a Quicksilver Sash as well, an interesting item. Just wants a cheap, effective way to get out of the Ash Arrow, I guess. Kind of a secondary cleanse as well. Of course, his Ultimate Ragnarok gives him one of those as well. And look at this Morgana, just absolutely fearless at this point. Got good resist from the Abyssal Scepter and just does ridiculous amounts of damage. Has 482 AP. Lee Sin as well, looking very strong with 259 AD. Got a Chain Vest in there as well, so quite a bit of tankiness, and I think he is definitely building towards that Atmos, but Monomatic going to be forcing very hard onto this Baron. And just quickly looking through the items of Dignitas as well. They just don't have that much. I mean, Vladimir's got good AP utility items, but doesn't have the damage. Ryze has just not had the game he wanted. I don't know if he even has Banties Veil at this point, and we should be able to see. I don't think he even has Banties at this point. Just isn't that tanky, high damage, high tanky champion that Ryze wants to be. And Monomatic have done a great job of timing in this game. Their timing in this game has been incredible, not only in the jungle, but when they've chosen to force fights. The situations they've chosen to go for have always been in spots where Dignitas wanted a bit more farm in that spot, and they've stayed aggressive. They've stayed aggressive in the enemy jungle as well, which was really important in trying to shut down that Mundo. They get a middle inhibitor again, and just the aggression, the momentum, the snowball even, dare I say it, it's just been so strong now for MM, and this could be the last team fight of the game. It's going to be a miracle if Dignitas can get out of this one alive, but I don't know if they can compete through another Baron buff. The second inhibitor goes down. Zion Spartan is in trouble there. Both Hexdrink, Mortius and the Black Shield proc there. Another great ult there from Janna, and Asho kind of comes in there. Paradoxical tanking it all up as Morgana finally uses their ultimate. Does not have Zon his Hourglass, so will go down. So that is a little bit of a mistake there from MM, but they're going to still go in there. Dominate getting low. And the fight continues now. Locust getting crushed there as Kog'Maw is dishing out the damage. His positioning in this fight has been incredible, and it doesn't even matter. Kog'Maw will finally go down, but it's going to be a little bit too late. The GG well played come out from Dignitas, and congratulations, Monomatic Esports. You will take this game. An absolutely incredible game it was too. 19-5 the final kill score. As they're going to ranch onto those Nexus turrets and the Nexus itself. That is good game, well played indeed. Monomatic, our heroes for this match, going to take a very convincing game against Dignitas, playing incredibly aggressive with some great counter jungling as well. And from the draft I saw them do as well in the part 1 of this application, it feels like Monomatic really like to play aggressive comms, and that was a great example of just how good they are at doing that. Anyway guys, that is part 2 and the rest of my application for the IPL Caster Search. Again, a massive shout out to IGN for providing this opportunity for all us up and coming casters. And if you guys want to remember who I am, my name is Paige Time. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Been so happy to bring you guys this game. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to comment, feel free to give me criticism, etc, etc. Would love to hear what you think. And of course, good luck to everyone in the competition as well, and thanks both to Monomatic and Dignitas, and of course IGN, for providing the opportunity and giving me this game to cast. It was awesome to cast, and I do love that I get to win, because there's a big victory symbol there. Anyway guys, I'm Pace Tran from Sydney, Australia, signing out for the IPL Caster Search. Hopefully I'll see you all at the IPL Online Qualifiers. Until then, see you all next time guys. You have a good day.